Hi everybody and welcome to this video. Today I want to speak about a hermetic principle which is called correspondence, and which says that as within so without. Okay, so what happens in your inner world will also happen in your outer world. Okay, the outer world is only a reflection of your own thoughts, of your own mind. Now, before starting, if you are new to the YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, and if you wish to be part of my spiritual podcast called Consciously Awakening, feel free to send me a message. Also, if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level, feel free to contact me at my Facebook address in the description below. Now, to start with, I want to say that it's so important to master our inner worlds. Master our inner worlds, because again, what is happening on the inside is what we will actually attract on the outside. Now, how do we master our inner worlds? Well, I believe that our higher self speaks to us through our emotional body. Okay, it speaks to us through our intuition. So what I've seen is the fact that it was really important to learn to master my emotional body. And what I've seen is the fact that it wasn't always about positive feelings. Sometimes I had to go deeper into my shadow and accept also my negative feelings. I had to learn to really get to dance with negative feelings as well. So it's not always about the positive, because what is more important than always being positive is actually being complete. So if you really want to master your inner world, you also have to deal with negative feelings. You have to realize that life is not perfect and you are not perfect, and sometimes you get hit by negative experiences maybe, or negative people, or negative thoughts and feelings. And you need to learn to actually alchemize these feelings. How do we alchemize them? Well, we begin to accept them. I believe that with acceptance, you give the opportunity to transform something from negative to positive. Okay, you gotta balance this duality. Now, what I've seen is the fact that I didn't have to resist myself, and I found myself in moments where I wanted to resist myself. But what I've realized in those moments was the fact that the more that I allowed energy to flow through me, was the more that I was actually raising my consciousness to the next level. Now, your thoughts create your reality, guys. Okay, what you think will actually create your outer world. So my question is, what do you think about today? How do you evolve? Because I believe that it's so important to step into your own personal evolution. It may be spiritual, it may be about self-development, it may be about doing some type of work that you love, it may be about anything. But what I've seen is the fact that if I wasn't evolving, then I was actually doing something wrong. Okay, so the universe likes to expand itself. Okay, the universe is in constant movement. And what I've seen is the fact that human consciousness also likes to expand itself. Okay, we have to really go into the process of evolution, because if we are not evolving, we're being stagnant. And nothing in the universe is actually static. Okay, we live in a universe that is constantly expanding itself at infinite levels. Now, it's so important to recognize your thought patterns. Okay, what do you think about today? What is your state of flow? Okay, because again, everything is in a state of flow, and when you flow, it feels good. But what I've seen in my own journey was the fact that the moment that I was stagnating, it felt bad. Okay, so my suggestion is, if you really want to master your inner world, go ahead and step into your own personal evolution. Okay, go ahead and do what you love. Go ahead and forgive yourself. Go ahead and love yourself. Go ahead and again, do the things that you actually love, because that is so important. Now, the universe is energy, and this is actually the principle of vibration. Okay, everything is energy. And what I've seen is the fact that my energy attracts certain experiences into my life. My energy attracts certain events and certain people into my life. So we gotta ask ourselves, guys, what is our energy today? Okay, what is our energy? What do we vibrate as? Because everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, so the energy vibrates at a certain frequency, and if we really want a different outcome, we gotta change the energy that we are into. Okay, we gotta change our frequency so we can actually match the desired thing. Because in this universe, like attracts like. What your energy is about will attract your outer manifestations. Okay, Now, what I've seen in my spiritual journey was the fact that human consciousness has the power to be in a state of higher awareness. Now, if we are raising our consciousness, we see that we have control over our reality. Now, we may not have complete control over our reality, but in essence, we have the power to create the reality that we want to experience. Okay, with our minds, with our feelings, and with our actions, we attract what our energy is about. And what I've seen is the fact that if we raise our energy and if we step into a higher frequency, we get to attract different things to our lives. So it's so important, again, to take care of your own energy and to master your feelings, you know. So realize that you are on a purpose. Okay, realize that you are on a purpose, and if your inner world is at peace, you realize that that is actually the highest form of wealth. Okay, if your inner world is at peace, you realize that you can actually begin to master so many of the things into your life. So my suggestion is get to make peace with your inner world and get to alchemize it, you know, because when you are at peace from the inside out, you change the game completely. And you know, life is hard sometimes. And you don't have to be perfect. This is today's message. You don't have to be perfect. If you really want to master your inner world, you don't have to be perfect. Okay? Because I believe that self-love is sometimes letting go of perfection. Okay? This is what I've seen in my own self. That if I didn't operate from perfection, then things started to be perfect in their imperfection. So it's so important to take care of your own perception. You know, it's so important to take care of your own perception, because if you perceive something that wounded you in a different way, you will give the opportunity to actually change that thing. Because when you change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at change. So it's all in relationship with your own perception. Okay, how do you perceive life? How do you perceive yourself? How do you perceive certain circumstances? If you change your mind, you will change your world. Okay, if you change your mind, you will change your world, because it's all mental. You know, this is actually the principle of mentalism. It's a hermetic principle. The universe is mental, and maybe the universe wouldn't even exist without our minds, you know. So it's all mental. We live in a energetic and mental reality. It's all mental. How you perceive it, you actually receive it. So what I want you to take out of this video is get to love yourself and get to try as much as possible to master your own feelings, okay? Because it's all about the inner journey, okay? So many of us, we're actually wasting our energy constantly wanting more and desiring more, but you know, realizing that needing nothing brings you everything. It doesn't mean that you have to be static. It doesn't mean that you don't have to have desires. It just means that you can actually become detached and begin to create at a different level. And I guess my suggestion is get to let go a bit more and love yourself in the process. That is actually super important. Let go, trust yourself, and realize that evolution is our only choice, guys. Okay, if we don't evolve, we remain stagnant and we live in a low state of consciousness. But if we actually open our hearts to the creative process and to the higher consciousness of the universe, we will realize that anything is actually possible. Okay, so this is today's message about realizing that the outer world reflects your inner world. Okay, this is today's message about mastering your inner self. Okay, so you create your life at a quantum level. You attract in your life based on your energy. If your energy doesn't match your desired frequency, you won't attract it into your life. But if you begin to let go and master yourself from the inside out and go within yourself, you realize that you have so much power. You have the power to create, you have the power to manifest, you have the power to attract whatever you want to attract, and you have the power to send love into the world. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and like always, see you on what is coming up next. This was today's message about mastering the inner world. I love it so much, and feel free to subscribe, leave a comment if you're new here, and see you on what's coming up next. I love it so much, much peace, and see ya.